In this video, I want to show how to use artificial intelligence, in our case, ChatGPT, to write code and to solve software development tasks. What kind of a task we're going to solve today as a demonstration of use of artificial intelligence? There is a site called MyHeritage and it contains DNA matches. I have my own uploaded DNA kit on this site, and I got DNA matches with various people. There are about 8,000 people I have the DNA matches with on this site. I have saved already all this data. It's a long file. There are 17 files. I have saved them in MHTML archive, and they are sitting on my C drive, and we are going to parse them. What I want to do, I want to take each person, each card technically speaking, and parse all the significant data from it, such as name, age, country, parameters of DNA match, how much matches, how many segments matches, largest segment, to okay, this is the longest, the total match, this is largest segment match. Okay, that's not quite important. The important thing is how can we convert this HTML represented data into usable form. In our case, it would be Python DataFrame. Here I have a Jupyter Notebook and called Parse MyHeritage, and all this code is generated by ChatGPT. I will be demonstrating how I progressed. Here are those files, 17 files which I saved, which are going to be processed, and I'm going to show how exactly I approached this task and how I designed this code and received and obtained the result of parsed data. This is I'm going ahead and showing what was the result. The end result of this coding of this activity is parsed data in the tabular format called DataFrame under Python. Now let's get to business. Let's go step by step what questions I have asked to ChatGPT and what responses and what code it gave me. So the first question I asked him is VSL under Windows. How can I access disk C of Windows? VSL is Windows system for Linux. I have Windows, and under Windows I have Linux, and this Jupyter Notebook works under Linux but inside Windows system. So ask him how can I ask disk C, which is Windows disk, and it says you can look for mnt/c and that would be your disk. Okay, so the second question I asked him, how can I list files in a certain directory? Fortunately, I have overridden the original question, but it was something like give me the code that lists files by mask in a certain directory, in a certain path, and it produced me this code. I have placed it into the notebook, and I got the list of my files. Okay, this is start.star mask, so I got all the files, and let's proceed. The next question asks him open file as text, and I gave him the name of the file, and it gave me the Python code that opens file as text, and it displayed first 500 characters, and this is the result. He opened file and showed me these 500 characters. Next question I am asking him. Parse HTML file, giving him Parse from the above. Create a tree of nested nodes. Save it to text file as readable tree, where each tag is indented, shifted from the left, and in a text is against it. In the text is written after it. Retain ID class in text. Remove other data. This is I mistyped, but ChatGPT still understood me. Create output file name by replacing extension to txt. Okay, so what a bit of an explanation. Original file is complete, non-understandable, messy code. Unformatted, nothing can be understood here. It's not clear where the data is itself. Therefore, we need to bring it into some shape so a human can figure out what is what here. Even browser hang up when I tried to show original code. So I asked him to parse it and make a understandable representation of code as a tree. And it gives me the code. It uses a library called BeautifulSoup, opens the file, replaces extension and creates output file, reads content, checks if it is HTML, initializes BeautifulSoup as HTML parser, provides method format text, so it has to properly format output using indentation, and then applies this format take method onto the SOAP and writes a result to the output file. It might be not understandable, but it wrote a couple of pages of code, and it says you should get something like this, which should look understandable. So let's see what I got after I have run this code. So after I have run this code, I obtained somewhat more understandable HTML. Something that I can look through. Still, there is a lot of mess here, but I can search and replace and understand it. After a few minutes of review, I found out that each individual row is contained inside div with a class 3D card row. And if you look below, you can find, for example, profile name and text with the name. You can find text age and value of the age. You can find text from and value of the country. And this is actually DNA match value. So at least I can now a bit understand what we are parsing. So let's get back to our artificial intelligence. I tried to ask him what 3D means in this div class 3D. However, it answered me it's not a valid syntax. I asked him again what would happen still if with this invalid syntax. It still says me This is invalid syntax. 3D possibly means equal sign, but it should properly be that way, and I know that class is HTML in HTML is defined this way, not what this 3D still unclear for me. So I asked him again, this is the actual HTML code. This is not my code. What would happen in browser? And it answers me, great question. I don't exactly know. So 3D means equals. So it's something like this, and it's not a valid HTML sequence. So I forgot about it. It's really weird syntaxes, and it can be ignored by the browser, or it might be this or that problem. So it was not important for me, so I continued. So it wrote me above here the code which parses HTML and represents the more readable file. So I copy pasted that code which already was given to me above, and I'm asking him, expand this code, and I'm starting long string constant which finishes here by this. Find all, when I'm giving this 3D card row text, and save output file only, and save to output file only the content of them, looping through each. Place them in out file, write nothing else. So basically I asked him to save only this text of my interest and nothing else. And let's see what it saved. So now I obtained the file which contained only these divs. Div class equals card row, which thrown away the 3D, which you didn't understand, and I can do somewhat understandable analysis. I can finally see that this is the name, and this is the age, and this is the country, and this is the DNA match, so I can understand now where the data in each tag of each of what class is placed. So this is this I placed into Jupyter Notebook, and I have run it. Now let's go on. This is the code it produced. So now it applied a BeautifulSoup. It has found all the divs with class card rows. It looped through them and saved them in a prettified way to output file. Now ask him the next question. I have taken this one HTML. This is HTML code from the file, and I'm copy pasting this huge multi-line string constant here. I placed it inside triple quotes, which is the Python style. And I ask him the question: parse following info and place it into DataFrame. Make sure it works for other tags, tags. I typed but understood me, with different data. And this is the data I wanted him to extract. Basically, I went here into the browser, selected this row. This is the data I want him to parse. And then let's go back. And I am asking him to extract this data. So from this word HTML, I want this sensible data to be extracted. And it answers me, here is a complete Python script, and I am extracting these fields. And it gives me the code that finds proper classes, span button A by class, etc. It would be a really maddening thing to write all this, to figure out all this, but it just in an instant of a second, in a few seconds, created it for me. So I placed it in a Jupyter Notebook, I ran it, and this is what I got. And I've got the parse data. But pay attention. It parsed name, it parsed managed by, estimation relationship, DNA. It didn't parse age and country. Age and country is none everywhere. It didn't do the job. So what do we do? So he tells me, yes, you should give this, but in actual fact, age and country are none. The job is incomplete. Ask him question with typos, how to display it as a grid, and gave me options. But let's continue. So these are options to display as a grid without shrinking size and so on. So I'm asking him question. Modify this code to properly parse age and country. I forgot quote, but I copy-pasted this already long code. I placed some separator in the end, and I ask him question in a weird way. So I'm copy-pasting piece of HTML and telling him age is in one tag, but value 200s is another, 20s is another, 20s is the next one. Same for country. Text from is in one tag and country is in another. Other parsing is okay. It says thanks based on your clarifications, sibling tags, and it expands code. It now writes, finds the first tag and then navigates to the neighboring tag for age and for from. So the next version of the code, this is placed here above, finally correctly parsed age and country. This is the key point of demonstration. It indicates that artificial intelligence may error, and you should watch for errors he made. And after you give him additional specified instructions or additional questions, it still can do the job. You just need to point him exactly what you want to do, and it will do the job. So what's next? Now I'm asking him again, expand this code, and I'm taking the last version of the code, and it ends with triple quote. Parse this section to extract match URL. Match URL is an URL that leads to DNA match page between two people. URL starts with this pattern, and tree URL that starts with this pattern. Inside this text, and I'm giving him HTML. And here we go. It gives a few words. Yes, I got this is the first pattern, this is the second pattern, and it's inside this div, this class, and here is updated code. And it has additional fields added and additional code that has extracted these links. It's still up there in the notebook. I will show it a bit later, the full result. Now I'm asking him yet another question. give me the code that adds columns to the data frame containing this data. Now, I finished parsing HTML. This is the final data frame that I got. And now I want to modify some data frame by adding fields to it. Fields which are going to be created from extracted data. Basically, it's data cleansing or fishy extraction. So I want now to extract further my data frame. So here is what I did. I copy pasted the several lines from the data frame. So I selected several lines right here from notebook. I pasted them here. This is weird looking stuff. So columns, then column values, total mess. Then I place some separator and ask him question. Giving him an instruction or a task. Create column name by extracting name containing before any of these symbols. So before you I want a new column name name 0, which represents string before any special symbols. This is the first task. Second task, create site ID field by extracting this number from this URL. So this URL has inside it a number, and I'm asking him extract it using pattern. Third task, create site option field by extracting number so and so from this field. This is this was the first number in the URL, and this is the second number in the URL. So I repeated URL URL and ask him to extract it. Fourth task, create kit ID by extracting this second GUID from URL, and I'm giving him URL. So I want him to extract second GUID. And fifth task, create member ID by extracting it from this URL. And it has, member ID equals blah, and I want to extract it. And it gives me code. So we are no longer parsing HTML. We are manipulating data frame now by we create new fields, and it created various regular expressions, and it extracted name by going until meeting any of the symbols, and handling for empty name. And I extracted site ID by parsing tree URL the first digit, and I extracted site options by taking the second sequence of digits, and I extracted kit ID by extracting second AK GUID pattern from it, and I extracted member ID from this member ID equals some number in the URL, and here we go. These are the extracted fields. So let's see the result. So then this was the full name and it extracted the string before it, and it extracted site ID and site options which are numbers, and there are a couple more fields to the right. Let's scroll below. Here are extracted name 0 from name, and again and again. So it's basically did the job correctly. Let's go on. So and it explains me what kind of regular expression it used to match everything, and let's go on. Now I'm saying this. Good. Modify this code so that name is placed before, so that name 0 is placed before name, and site name and site options are placed after name. Basically, I want to change the order of the columns, and it gives me the code, and I placed it, and I have a new sequence of columns. Next thing, modify this code, and I take existing code which parses HTML, and I give him a slightly different task. I am asking him, by looping through all the files from path MyHeritage 1 to MyHeritage 17, parse files in sequence and add data to DataFrame. So far we were parsing one single file. Ask him to expand code so it goes through all the files, and it created pattern so that number can be placed here, and it looped 17 times through range, and it opened each file, and it did this parsing and added data frame and created additional fields, changed the order of the columns, modified display options, and displayed 50 rows of what we've got. Okay. Another question. Next question I'm asking. In this data frame, and I'm copying this, and I'm copying data frame with the data. You see, there are these newly created columns. Name 0, site ID, kit ID, member ID, those we have extracted. And I'm copying several lines, and it looks messy. And I'm asking him question. Add column manager kit ID for all rows. Try to find manager row where managed by I mistyped the column, but it understood what I wanted. That's amazing. Where managed by column equals to name column, if found, assign typo kit ID from what from that found column to manager kit ID. Leave none for others. Do not process rows where managed by is none. Again, type. In simple words, I ask him to create between rows lookup. If certain DNA kit is managed by another person, it exists in this set, it should place it in a manager kit ID. And it created code. The question was long, but the code is short. It created index, and it applied lambda expression to create manager kit ID. Let's see what we've got in actual code. So it found for those rows which are managed by another person, the person who manages it, if it's inside this data frame. So it created a reference from one row to another. So it was other artificial intelligence which responded to some phrase. Let's continue. Now I'm asking him the question, display rows with managed kit ID and not none. Sort by managed kit ID, and it gives me code. Then I ask him, so it's find those rows where managed kit ID is not an A and sort values. I by the way know how to write this. I know this not an A, sort values, but I am demonstrating how to apply artificial intelligence to this. Next question. Now do this trick. Sort by amount of times specific managed kit ID occurs in data frame descending, and then by managed kit ID. So basically it counts each managed kit ID, saves it to a separate column. We already seen it here. You see this. Yeah. Okay. so it was here 1, 2, and so on, up to 4. Filters it and makes this advanced sorting. Sort by count, the descending, and then by manage kit ID ascending, and then displace it. Next question. Create subset of a data frame. No, simple question. I don't want all the fields now. Just give me most important fields of my interest. So it's substituted. It creates a subset of columns. And the actual this is the actual code, and it's now displayed in a more simple way, only selected columns. And the last question I asked him, not the last one, I asked him to do this, fill in missing data basically. Where managed by is none, modify data frame where managed by is none, assign it value from name. So if DNA kit is not managed by anyone, it's managed by the person himself. So managed by is assigned from the name. So managed by is going to be filled always. Okay, and I missed this. This is the last question. I asked him to create code which select rows of data where name has a certain string. So it gives me assign substring and find those rows where name contains certain string and displace it. And this is this code. Basically, this is filter by substring, and it found only rows with these two strings. So this is it. I demonstrated how we went through weird HTML, which is very non-understandable, completely messy, and how we obtained a good valid data which is readable, which can be used, parsed, saved, uploaded for certain reports, and generally you can do some analytics of it. And in this demonstration, the majority of the code, the 99.99%, was written by artificial intelligence. I did some modifications by hands. I expanded certain expressions, expanded list of symbols, copy-pasted, recombined code, typed a few rows myself, but the majority of the code was written artificial intelligence, and I hope this will help to demonstrate you how it is done and how artificial intelligence can be used in coding.